They said it was impossible. 1,000 horsepower in a street-legal car? A top speed over 250 miles per hour? Engineers called it fantasy. Physics said it couldn't be done. But on a cold German morning in 2005, one car proved everyone wrong and rewrote the rules of what's possible on four wheels. This is the story of the Bugatti Veyron, the hypercar that didn't just break records, it shattered them into 1 million pieces. Welcome back to GearTales, where we bring you the greatest stories from the world of automotive legends. Before we dive into this incredible journey, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because you won't want to miss what comes next. The year was 1998. The Volkswagen Group had just acquired the legendary Bugatti brand, a name that once dominated racing circuits in the 1920s and 30s. Ferdinand Piëch, the chairman of Volkswagen, stood before his engineers with an audacious challenge: build a production car that could exceed 400 kilometers per hour, make it luxurious enough for daily driving, and do it without compromise. Most thought he was mad. The fastest production car at the time, the McLaren F1, topped out at 240 miles per hour, and that was already considered engineering magic. What Piëch was asking for seemed to defy the laws of physics. But this wasn't just about building a fast car. This was about proving that Volkswagen Group possessed engineering capabilities beyond anyone's imagination. The project was handed to a team of the world's best automotive engineers, and they got to work on what would become the most ambitious automotive project in history.
The challenges were staggering. To reach speeds over 250 miles per hour, you need enormous power. But power alone isn't enough. At those speeds, aerodynamics become everything. The air itself turns into a wall, and that wall gets stronger with every mile per hour. The team calculated they would need at least 1,000 horsepower just to overcome air resistance at top speed. Then came the cooling problem. 1,000 horsepower generates tremendous heat, enough to melt components if not properly managed. They would need 10 radiators, not 1, 10. 3 for the engine, 1 for the transmission, 1 for the differential, 2 for the air conditioning, and 3 for the intercoolers on the turbos. Speaking of turbos, the engine itself was a masterpiece of insanity. An 8.0-liter V16 engine, essentially 2 V8s joined together, with 4 turbochargers force-feeding air into the combustion chambers. The result? 1,001 horsepower, a number that sounded more like a video game than reality. But the engine was just one piece of the puzzle. The tires were another nightmare. At 250 miles per hour, centrifugal force becomes so extreme that normal tires would literally tear themselves apart. Michelin had to develop entirely new tire technology, special rubber compounds that could withstand the stress. Even then, these tires would only last 15 minutes at top speed before needing replacement. Each set cost $30,000. Then there was the aerodynamics. At high speeds, the Veyron needed to be slippery enough to cut through air, but stable enough not to take flight like an airplane. The solution was a retractable rear wing that automatically adjusted based on speed. At top speed, it would deploy fully, acting like an air brake and creating enough downforce to keep the car planted on the ground. Without it, the Veyron would become airborne.
After 7 years of development, countless prototypes, and over €1 billion invested, the Bugatti Veyron was finally ready. In 2005, automotive journalist James May took the Veyron to Volkswagen's test track in Erlesien, Germany. The track has a 5-mile straight, one of the longest in the world. May accelerated. 100 miles per hour came and went in a blur. 150, 200. The car kept pulling with relentless force. 230, 240. And then 253.81 miles per hour, a new world record for a production car. The impossible had become reality. But the Veyron wasn't done. In 2010, Bugatti released the Super Sport version with 1,200 horsepower. Test driver Pierre-Henri Raffanel pushed it to 267.856 miles per hour, setting yet another world record. The Veyron had become the first production car to break the 400 km/h barrier, the original goal from over a decade earlier. What made the Veyron truly revolutionary wasn't just the speed. It was the fact that you could drive it to the grocery store, sit in air-conditioned comfort in traffic, and then unleash hell on a racetrack whenever you want it. It was a supercar and a luxury sedan combined into one mind-bending package. Top Gear's Jeremy Clarkson called it the greatest achievement in automotive history, and he wasn't exaggerating. Only 450 Veyrons were ever made, each one hand-built in Bugatti's factory in Molsheim, France. With a base price of 1.5 million euros, it was as exclusive as it was extreme. Volkswagen reportedly lost money on every single unit sold, with each car costing over 5 million to produce. But that was never the point. The Veyron was a statement, a technological flex that showed what's possible when engineering excellence has no boundaries.
The legacy of the Bugatti Veyron extends far beyond its speed records. It inspired an entire generation of hypercars. The Koenigsegg Agera, the Hennessy Venom, the SSC Tuatara, even Bugatti's own successor, the Chiron, all exist because the Veyron proved that extreme engineering could become reality. It changed the conversation about what a car could be. So the next time someone tells you something is impossible, remember the Bugatti Veyron. Remember the engineers who refused to accept limitations. Remember the car that took 7 years and €1 billion to create. The car that needed 10 radiators and 4 turbochargers and tires that cost as much as a small car, just to prove that impossible is just another word for not yet achieved. This has been GearTales, and this is why the Bugatti Veyron will forever remain the car that broke not just speed records, but the boundaries of automotive imagination itself. If you enjoyed this journey into automotive history, smash that like button and let us know in the comments which legendary car you want us to cover next. Until next time, keep the passion alive.